78 million. Just let that massive number sink in for a second. I mean, if you've been reading the headlines lately, you'd probably think AI is on this relentless march to replace absolutely all of us. But when we actually look at the data, well, it tells a completely different and honestly way more exciting story.
It's literally the question in every single group chat and boardroom right now. Is AI taking your job or creating it? Look, it is completely valid to feel anxious when an algorithm can do in 10 seconds what used to take us an entire afternoon. But what if the reality of this whole shift is actually empowering?
Welcome to this explainer on the AI paradigm shift. Today, we're unpacking how the global labor market is fundamentally transforming. We are moving away from this era of just manual execution and stepping right into the era of human-led augmentation. So let's map out exactly what this means for you.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, the AI job market reality. Second, pattern versus human taste. Third, the shift from general to specialized AI. Fourth, redesigning human AI governance. And finally, building durable soft skills. Let's jump right in.
Okay, Section 1, the AI job market reality, fear versus fact. Let's separate the myth from the actual economic reality.
So according to the World Economic Forum, yes, automation is going to displace roughly 92 million jobs over the next 5 years. And hey, that is a massive disruption, no doubt about it. But here is the wild part. Those exact same shifts are projected to create 170 million entirely new roles. So that leaves us with a net growth of 78 million jobs globally. The pie isn't shrinking, you guys, it's just changing flavors.
And look at how this plays out in the real world right now. Out of more than 1.2 million total U.S. job cuts announced in 2025, less than 5% were actually linked to AI. Less than 5%. An overwhelming 95% were due to other macroeconomic causes. So while AI layoffs make for really flashy headlines, the data clearly shows companies are focused on augmenting their workforces, not replacing them.
By 2030, the World Economic Forum predicts technology will automate 67% of workflow tasks. But as machines take over the routine stuff, human work actually elevates. Economists call this the Jevons paradox. Basically, when AI makes workers way more efficient, costs drop and demand actually shoots up. That creates a net increase in employment. Your role just shifts from mundane execution to high-level oversight and strategy.
Which brings us to our next big question. If the routine work is gone, what's left for us? That's Section 2, pattern versus human taste, the ultimate differentiator.
This brilliant concept comes from researcher Ankur Javeri, and honestly, it's the absolute heartbeat of what we're talking about today. See, AI operates on pattern. It predicts the most likely answer based on massive mountains of data. But you operate on taste. Taste is that undeniable gut feeling you get, built from being wrong enough times in exactly the right ways. It's knowing a financial projection is off just by glancing at it, or knowing exactly which email subject line will hook your audience, even if you can't quite articulate why.
And because of this dynamic, AI does really great average work, but it completely drops the ball on true expert work. Check out these crazy studies. When AI was tested against doctors, it performed 15.8% worse than the actual experts. In another study, developers using AI actually worked 19% slower, even though the AI made them feel like they were going 24% faster. So if your work is just average, yeah, you're at risk. But if you have true specialized expert taste, the AI desperately needs you to validate its patterns. Since human taste is so crucial, the tech itself is evolving. Let's look at Section 3, from general to specialized AI.
We've all played around with general chatbots, right? But they have some serious flaws when it comes to high-level strategy. First off, the sycophancy problem. They're literally programmed to be helpful yes men, so they'll agree with you even when your strategy is terrible. Second, the structure problem. You get some okay brainstorming, but absolutely no enforced frameworks. And finally, the action gap. An AI will happily generate 20 market threats for you, but it refuses to make the hard call and tell you which 3 actually matter.
As strategy analyst 11 April points out, the whole just ask a chatbot era is coming to an end. Businesses are rushing towards specialized AI tools built for really specific workflows. Think AI designed exclusively for financial auditing or specifically for supply chain analysis. And here's the kicker. These specialized tools don't replace humans. They completely rely on human taste to operate them, challenge their assumptions, and turn all that data into real-world outcomes.
So how do companies actually manage this without losing their minds? Let's hit Section 4, redesigning human AI governance.
To handle these specialized tools, companies are using a strict governance framework, like this one, designed by Tay Bennerman. When the stakes are high, you need rules. First is monitored automation. The AI processes the data, but humans constantly review the patterns. Then, expert override systems. This ensures a real human domain expert always has the authority to step in and counteract an AI's decision. And finally, circuit breaker protocols. This gives humans the immediate power to literally pull the plug and halt the system. You are the ultimate safety net.
Okay, we've looked at the macro data, the specialized tech, and the corporate frameworks. Now, let's talk about you. Section 5, building durable soft skills. You've got to think about your skill set completely differently now. In the age of AI, technical skills are highly perishable. Seriously, a coding language you master today might be obsolete in 3 years. But human skills, the things people used to dismissively call soft skills, those are incredibly durable. They are literally the new hard currency of the business world, and their value compounds as AI turns basic technical execution into a commodity.
ID World breaks this down perfectly into 3 main areas. First is cognitive agility, or the head. This is your critical judgment. The AI spits out data, but you judge the context. Second is interpersonal resonance, the heart. An AI can fake a conversation, sure, but only you have the radical empathy needed to actually read a room and build genuine trust. And third, self-leadership, the gut. This is your adaptability, your ability to unlearn and relearn on the fly without burning out.
At the end of the day, it boils down to this incredibly simple truth. The machine provides the output. You provide the outcome. Continuous retraining isn't some nice-to-have anymore. It's absolutely non-negotiable. To thrive, you have to shift from just executing manual tasks to interpreting gray areas and driving strategy. You're no longer just a manual worker, you are a strategic partner.
Which leaves us with this final incredibly important thought. As you navigate your own career right now, stop asking if AI is going to replace you. Instead, ask yourself this: have you built enough taste to know when the AI is wrong? Cultivate that taste, lean into those uniquely human skills, and I promise you, you won't just survive this paradigm shift.